Guys, a very good afternoon. It is the 24th of July 2025. So today let us try and briefly discuss this guy. This guy you see here, his name is Abdulqadir Momin, or Abdulqadir Yusuf Momin. He is the leader of Islamic State in Somalia, ISIS in Somalia, and he was born in the 1950s in Bosaso, Somalia, to the clan Majerten, specifically the clan Salevan, the sub-clan Salevan, sorry. And in 1990, he moved to Sweden, and he lived near Gothenburg, Sweden, in a small town near Gothenburg, Sweden, in between 1990 and 2003. So in 2004, he moved to UK, and he lived in UK in between 2004 and 2010. So in 2010, he appeared in a press conference that was organized by the former Guantanamo detainee known as Muazzam Beg. So after that appearance in that press conference, he came under the radar of the MI5, the British intelligence, and he decided to run away. So he was accused actually of, when he moved to UK, in Leicester, UK, he became a very senior religious leader. And he became an imam in a mosque in Leicester. And before he appeared in that, press conference that was organized by the former Guantanamo detainee Muazzam, the guy was, a very senior preacher, and he was accused of even radicalizing the youth in Leicester, UK. So once he realized that he came under the radar of the MI5 in 2010, he left UK and moved to Somalia, where, in a public display, burnt his passport in Somalia in front of a mosque in Somalia, in front of, a cheering crowd in southern Somalia, and then joined Al-Shabaab. That is in 2010. So in between 2010 and 2015, he was in Al-Shabaab, and he became a very senior, respected leader within Al-Shabaab. He was basically a very senior religious leader and a senior advisor of all the leaders of Al-Shabaab at that time. That is in between 2010 and 2015. So around September 1st, 2014, the US killed the leader of Al-Shabaab, Ahmed Godane, in an airstrike in southern Somalia. So what happened, what followed after the killing of that, Al-Shabaab leader, is that, internal fighting in between the leaders of Al-Shabaab began. They decided, to fight, and decided to rival each other on who will replace the leader who has been killed by US. Basically, the leader was killed on September 1st, 2014. So internal wrangles, started, to show this, specific individuals, the top leaders within Al-Shabaab started fighting against each other on who, will, take over from the individual or the leader who was killed. So when that was happening, this guy decided to cut off with the rest of the loyalists, his loyal fighters, and he cut off with about 2,000 fighters in early 2015 and moved to the place where he was born, where his clan, resides. That is in Bari region, northern Somalia, in Puntland administration, the Puntland federal administration. So he moved to the remote area in Khandala, the remote mountainous area of Khandala and Al-Miska mountains, a very mountainous area where you can't, access by, road, only by foot. You cannot, access by a car or a vehicle. You can only access through, the air or the ground by walking. So he moved to a very remote area with about 2,000 ISIS fighters. And from there, he began, recruiting other fighters from specifically his clan, Majerten, and even other clans within that area. So this guy, in May 2024, again, he was targeted. He himself specifically was targeted by a US drone. He was in a convoy that was targeted by the United States using a drone. And it happened that only 3 fighters were killed. He survived that attack. He survived that airstrike by the US, and he's still at large. Now, this is the de facto leader of ISIS. He has been sanctioned by the US State Department. He's a very wanted man. There is a bounty on his head. He's accused of, very many atrocities. And now the US is hunting for him because it is said that he has, expanded his reach and is working with the Houthis. And it is said that there are even experts from the Houthis who have moved to northern Somalia in the mountainous area where this guy is based, and they're trying to train some of his fighters on how to make, bombs, how to make missiles, and even how to use drones to carry out attacks against, U.S. interests, and even, people that they are fighting against. That is basically they are fighting anyone that is not, among them. So that is that. Cheers.